and welcome! I'm Jade of Jaded Reader, and today I am doing my September TBR, and I am also participating in Becca's Bookoplathon. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the chase by cutting away to the board goodbye face until I do my outro and go over whatever books I'm about to read. Here is my Becca's Bookoplathon. I have my dice here, I have my community shelves, my chance cards, and I just did a Twitter poll which has Lion Cat winning. It is at 56%. It says that the poll is going to be going on for 23 hours, but I'm filming this now, so it was up until this point who voted, and Lion Cat won. Doomslug, you came in second, and Hippogriff, you came in dead last. We have Lion Cat as our winner, which I'm super stoked about because Lion Cat is everything. We have Lion Cat right here. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice. And I have 6, 7, 8. So I'll be moving 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Becca does have a guide, so if you are ever confused about what any of the prompts are, she does have a really well-made guide that has every single piece on the board. Foil cover, so this is any foiling on the cover, which is perfect because I need to read Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is a reread for me. Strange the Dreamer is one of my favorite books of all time, but I will be reading this for Sisterhood of the Traveling Books live show over on Yumi the Book Demon's channel, so you can go ahead and I will leave a link down below, but I will be rereading this, and I'm actually buddy reading this with my friend Rachel over on Twitter, so I'm super excited about that. If you're curious what this book is about, I will be giving a brief synopsis of all the books that I end up having on my TBR at the end of this video, so go ahead and stay tuned to figure out what these books are about. Okay, next roll. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For this prompt, I will be reading Bloom, the graphic novel by Kevin Panetta. I got this in my recent book haul from Katie at Katie's Book Nook, and it definitely has queer representation and a queer relationship, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. Plus, it's got beautiful blue colors, which is just an added bonus that has nothing to do with the prompt. Becca does a total of 5 rolls. I will be doing 5 rolls as well because I actually have quite a few books that I need to be on my TBR, and it'd be nice to be able to just add it to this list. 6, 7, 8. So I have another 8 rolls. I'll also be adjusting my camera so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we have 6, 7, and 8. I have landed on chance, so I'm a little nervous because I don't really want to get a book that I'm not only not in the mood for, but I didn't plan on having on my TBR. There are books that I have in my head that I'd like to apply. Let's go ahead and see if... It looks like I will be reading Unhoneymooners. The Unhoneymooners is not one that I'm not excited for. I've heard really good things. This was given to me by Soleil at Little Reader's Corner, and I'm super appreciative, but Soleil will understand that I will need to be in a really particular mood to want to pick up this book, so maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this will get me to read a book I normally wouldn't have picked up, so it has now been added to the stack for my TBR. And my 4th roll, I have 11 here, so we are moving way across the board. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, what? Okay. So I have the community shelf for this one. I actually thought I was going to get off scot-free here and not get either of these because I was doing so well, but that's obviously not the case. So, okay, I have my community shelf. These are prompts that I made that are not on the board, which was actually really hard to do. I'm hoping that I didn't just miss something because it was really hard to figure out all the different prompts because there's so many prompts. The point is that it was hard. For this, I have a gifted book. Okay, this actually fits really, really well because I have been wanting to pick up Beartown by Frederick Backman. I started this book, absolutely loved it, was enjoying it, and then Draconathon started, and I did not have time to finish it. And this was gifted to me by Madison Mary at Princess of Paperback. I am so thrilled to be able to read this and to actually just apply it to my TBR. Good news! Okay, adding that to the stack. And this is my final roll, and then I'll go over books that are not not going to be in the role that I still have to read this month anyway, so this will be really interesting. I'm glad I was able to add as much as I have so far. Okay, so that's 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's the go. I have to check Becca's instructions because I don't know what happens if you land on go. Do you just roll again? Okay, no. Becca, of course, has thought of everything, including this. If you land on go/randomized TBR, you use a random number generator to select a book from either your Goodreads TBR or your owned TBR. I'm going to be using my owned TBR, and luckily, I actually have my owned TBR in stacks, so I can just go 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be easy. You'll see. Going to go ahead and count all my books, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am on my phone because I don't want to move my camera and mess up the positioning. So I did a random generator and I can't show that and everything else at the same time. There's just not enough cameras in this world. So you're just gonna have to believe me. Cheating is no fun. And I got the number 7. So I'll start from this side. There's quite a few books here. I am glad that I only ended up with 7 so I didn't have to recount them again. Also, I do have a video of my entire owned TBR. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll put a link up above there. So there it is. Okay, so 7. It's gonna be in the shelf because there's more than 7 books here. Ooh, and there's quite a few that I really want to read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are you? Oh yes. Yes! Okay, so for our last roll, which was on go, we made a full trip around the board. We have The Girl in the Tower by Katherine Arden. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know how much I want to read this book and how beautifully this just worked out. I'm so excited. I could be sick. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my stack now. We have Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, Bloom by Kevin Panetta, The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, Beartown by Frederick Backman, and The Girl in the Tower by Katherine Arden. And before you say to yourself, well, that's a beautifully easy TBR, I also have The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is a 45-hour-long audiobook that I will be reading for the Stormlight Archive read-along that I am doing with Katherine, Kaz, and Becca from Becca's Bookopoly. All their links will be linked down below. I also have an announcement video that went up earlier in the week, so I will put that there so you have information specifically about this book. But let's go ahead and now tackle the rest of this TBR. You are still on a raised desk, so sorry for the weird angle. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about these books a little bit that I'm super excited for. I also would love to participate in Booked and Busy's readathon, the Royal Readathon. That is a 2-week long readathon that's happening at the end of September, so I'll have more information on that. I'd like to see what I can get through first before I tackle another readathon. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about these books that I have for Becca's Bookoplathon. First up, I have Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is not only for Becca's Bookopoly, but also for the Sisterhood of the Traveling Book Club. This is run by Yumi the Book Demon, Ali at Diagon Alley, and Cheyenne at the Book Mermaid, and they have an entire schedule of books and live shows where they talk about different books. I'm really excited to read this again because this is, again, one of my favorite books. What is Strange the Dreamer about? Strange the Dreamer follows Laszlo Strange, a librarian, and he is looking for the lost city of Weep. There was once a city that was known to be mystical, magical, beautiful, otherworldly, and then suddenly it disappears, not only physically, but from everyone's minds. At one point, they know the name of the city, the next, it is lost in their memories. Although Laszlo Strange does remember remembering the city, and he is on a quest to find it again. We also follow a character named Sarai. Sarai is a character who is trapped in a tower along with her siblings, and there is a reason why they are trapped in the tower, but you will have to read it to find out. I won't be giving any more information on this book, except for this is one of the most lyrical, beautifully written books I've ever come across, and it really does just make me happy that I get to pick this book up again. I'll be reading this with my friend Rachel, and we're just gonna have a good time. It's a reread for both of us, and then I'm gonna be on that live show, and I cannot wait to talk about this book in greater detail, and I hope to see you there. Next up, we have Bloom. This is a graphic novel I recently hauled from Katie's Book Nook. She was doing an unhaul. I hauled. I'll put my video up above and hers down below. It's pretty fun to see her get rid of the books and then me open them and our differing reactions. For Bloom, I only know that we have two main characters, one who wants to be a baker and the other one who has a family-owned bakery and hates it. So when they cross paths, there is this common denominator between them, which also happens to be something that's opposite of them, and I have been told that this is a queer romance and I'm really looking forward to it. I just read the synopsis for this because I realized I had no idea what this was. There are two twins, Olive and Amy. One of them is getting married, the other one has to spend all their time with the best man. The entire wedding party ends up getting food poisoning and chaos is unleashed. I've heard good things about this book. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It seems really chaotic and a lot of fun. I'll get to it. Next up, we have Beartown by Frederick Backman. I have read the first 40 pages of this and loved it. It starts off with a click and a bang. Immediately, I was hooked. I wanted to know what was going on. You get the dynamics of several different perspectives. This town is really reliant on hockey to keep its economy going as well as its spirits up because the town is slowly becoming a ghost town. This book is about a murder, friendship, commitment, and the game of hockey. The game of hockey is something I'm not really interested in, but from what I read, it really did seem to resemble a town I grew up in, which was in Juneau, Alaska, and I'm really looking forward to continuing. And then finally, we have Girl in the Tower by Katherine Arden. This is a sequel, so I will go ahead and talk about the first book, which is Baron the Nightingale by Katherine Arden. Baron the Nightingale follows our main character, Vasilisa, who grows up in a very sleepy, wintry town in Russia. And in this town, there is magic. There are creatures that need to be given attention and praised. And Vasilisa has a really strong connection with these spirits and creatures. However, when a priest comes into town and starts converting all of the villagers, they quickly turn on Vasilisa and see her as a strange witch. I absolutely love Vasilisa's character. She is one of my favorites. The way she is described, the way that she acts and reacts, there wasn't a thing I didn't love about Vasilisa. I have been told that the second one has a romance in it and that there's a really strong romance in this book, which I had no idea of because the first book doesn't have a lot of romance in it, but plenty of a dark, cryptic, cold whimsy that is just perfect for the winter time. We're going into fall and it's still about 85 degrees here, but I just cannot wait to read this book and I'm not going to wait any longer. It's finally on my TBR for good. This is happening. This is like one of the only actual goals I made for myself this summer and it is going down. Outside of my Becca's Bookopoly TBR and the Sisterhood of the Traveling Book live show, I also, as I said before, have The Way of Kings that I need to read. I described to my best ability in the announcement video, so again, go ahead and check that out. I also, of course, have Kaz, Becca, and Katherine's videos listed down below so you can watch theirs. They might be more informative than mine, and this is only my second Brandon Sanderson book, and I'm really looking forward to reading this book for the entire month because, again, 45 hours long, over 1,000 pages. And finally, I have Cody by Jared Collum. This was given to me by the author, Jared Collum, and I am so looking forward to reading this. It is a beautiful watercolor graphic novel that follows a girl and a Kodiak bear who befriend each other, are separated, and find their way back together. I'm just really looking forward to this. The art style is gorgeous. The author was really kind and straightforward when offering me up a copy of this, and I just can't wait to get into it. I was also gifted a art piece of his that I will be using as a bookmark. The entire interaction was just really pleasant, and I am really interested in reading this book, so I'm going to add it to my TBR. Here we are. Here it is, my month of September, which I'm really looking forward to. This was so much fun, and my Bookopoly board is way bigger than I thought. I ended up actually having to print out the larger of the cards because I apparently can't measure anything or figure out dimensions. The board was way bigger than I imagined, but definitely reusable, and that's pretty thrilling because I would definitely do this again. This was so much fun. Becca really is a genius, and of course all of her information will be listed down below for you to check out if you would like to join. I would love to know what you are reading this month. Are you participating in any readathons? Do you have any books on your TBR that are actually terrifying you? Regardless of if you are reading a thing, I hope you are enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are, and until next time, bye! here is my Becca's Bookoplathon. Oh, Becca. So, random number generator. I guess I have to count all my books. How does Becca do this each month? What is this about? There's twins in this. Oh, that's cute. Food poisoning. I'm just saying a whole bunch of irrelevant things. Don't mind me. A wealth of supporting characters with so much depth. Okay, I'm rambling. I haven't even talked about the plot. Let's try the plot again. You can never describe your favorite books because you get off on these tangents. I'm gonna try. Whew. I don't even know how much of that was salvageable. I was able to incorporate in Beartown. I was so excited. Oh my god, I left my camera on.